The paper tower. The danger of building a life on other people's expectations. What are you building your life on? Imagine spending years constructing a towering structure, brick by brick, layer by layer. It rises high into the sky, admired by everyone around you. But there's a catch. This tower isn't built with solid materials like concrete or steel. Instead, it's constructed from paper, fragile, flimsy, and held together by external validation, societal expectations, and comparisons to others. It might look impressive for a while, but what happens when the winds of change blow? A single storm, failure, rejection, loss, can bring the entire structure crashing down. And then, what will hold you up? The truth is, many of us unknowingly build our lives on these shaky foundations. We chase approval, accolades, and status, believing they'll bring happiness and security. But when the inevitable storms come, we realize too late that these external markers can't sustain us. True strength comes from building with real materials, values, vision, and self-awareness. In this video, we'll explore why relying on other people's expectations is so dangerous, how to recognize if your life is built on fragile foundations, and most importantly, how to rebuild with resilience. By the end, you'll have a blueprint for creating a life that stands strong, no matter the weather. So, if you're ready to stop chasing illusions and start building something meaningful, let's dive in. Section 1. The fragility of paper towers. The allure of external validation. From an early age, we're conditioned to seek approval. From parents, teachers, peers, and society at large. Get good grades. Land a prestigious job. Marry the right person. These messages shape our understanding of success, leading us to believe that meeting others' expectations is the key to happiness and fulfillment. External validation feels intoxicating because it provides instant gratification. A compliment, a promotion, or social media likes can temporarily boost our self-esteem, making us feel seen, valued, and accomplished. However, this reliance on outside affirmation creates a dangerous dependency. Like a paper tower, our sense of worth becomes fragile, propped up by factors beyond our control. For example, consider someone who bases their identity on career achievements. They climb the corporate ladder, earning praise and promotions along the way. But when layoffs hit or retirement looms, they're left feeling lost and unmoored. Their tower collapses not because they failed, but because it was never built to withstand life's natural storms. The trap of comparisons. Another material used to construct paper towers is comparison, the constant measuring of ourselves against others. Social media amplifies this tendency, offering endless opportunities to compare our behind-the-scenes struggles with someone else's highlight reel. This habit creates a toxic cycle of envy, dissatisfaction, and self-doubt. When we base our lives on comparisons, we lose sight of who we truly are. Instead of pursuing passions and goals that align with our values, we chase what looks impressive to others. For instance, someone might buy an expensive car or house not because they genuinely want it, but because it signals success to their peers. Over time, this pursuit leaves them emotionally bankrupt, disconnected from their authentic selves. Comparisons also breed insecurity. No matter how much we achieve, there will always be someone smarter, richer, or more successful. If we tie our worth to external benchmarks, we doom ourselves to perpetual dissatisfaction. The paper tower grows taller, but its foundation remains weak. The myth of fame and recognition. Fame and recognition are perhaps the most seductive materials used to build paper towers. Many people dream of being celebrated, whether through social media followers, professional accolades, or widespread admiration. But fame is fleeting, and chasing it often leads to emptiness rather than fulfillment. Take the story of celebrities who achieve massive success only to struggle with mental health issues or burnout. Their public image, a carefully curated facade, can't sustain them during difficult times. Similarly, individuals who obsess over gaining visibility or influence may find themselves trapped in a cycle of performative living, where every action is designed to impress others rather than serve their own growth. Recognition from others can feel validating in the short term, but it's ultimately hollow. When applause fades or criticism arises, those who've built their lives on fame discover they have nothing solid to fall back on. The paper tower crumbles under the weight of reality. Why paper towers fail? The fundamental flaw of paper towers lies in their lack of substance. They rely on external factors, validation, comparisons, fame, that are inherently unstable. These elements shift constantly, leaving individuals vulnerable to collapse whenever circumstances change. Life is unpredictable, and storms are inevitable. Whether it's a personal setback, a global crisis, or simply the passage of time, challenges test the durability of our foundations. If your life is built on paper, even a gentle breeze can cause irreparable damage. Only structures made of real materials, values, vision, and self-awareness can weather the storms and stand the test of time. Recognizing the signs of a paper tower, the empty feeling after success. One of the clearest signs that your life is built on a fragile foundation is the emptiness you feel after achieving something significant. You worked tirelessly for that promotion, bought the dream house, or hit a major milestone, and yet, instead of lasting fulfillment, you're left with a hollow sense of, is this it? This phenomenon occurs because external achievements can't fill internal voids. If your tower is constructed from paper, external validation, societal expectations, or comparisons, you'll find yourself perpetually chasing the next win, hoping it will finally bring satisfaction. But no matter how many accolades you accumulate, the feeling of emptiness persists. It's like trying to quench thirst with salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. For example, consider someone who spends years climbing the corporate ladder, only to realize at the top that they sacrificed meaningful relationships, personal passions, and self-care along the way. Their paper tower may look impressive from the outside, but inside, it's devoid of purpose and joy. This emptiness is a red flag that your life isn't aligned with what truly matters to you. Constant need for approval. Another telltale sign of a paper tower is an insatiable need for approval. If your happiness depends on others' opinions, if you constantly seek praise, reassurance, or validation, you're building your life on shaky ground. People who rely on external affirmation often struggle with decision-making, fearing rejection or criticism if they step out of line. For instance, someone might stay in an unfulfilling job or relationship because leaving would disappoint family or friends. They prioritize others' expectations over their own desires, creating a life that feels like a performance rather than an authentic expression of who they are. Over time, this dependency erodes self-confidence. Every decision becomes a test of whether you'll be accepted or rejected, leaving you anxious and insecure. The constant need for approval reveals that your tower lacks a solid core. It's propped up by the shifting winds of other people's opinions. Fear of failure or rejection. A paper tower is inherently fragile, which is why those who build their lives on one often live in fear of failure or rejection. Because their sense of worth is tied to external markers, success, status, or popularity, they dread anything that might threaten their carefully constructed image. This fear manifests in avoidance behaviors. For example, someone might shy away from taking risks, pursuing creative endeavors, or speaking their truth because they're terrified of being judged or failing publicly. Instead of embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, they play it safe, staying within the confines of what others expect of them. Ironically, this fear of failure only reinforces the fragility of the paper tower. By avoiding risks, individuals miss chances to develop resilience, confidence, and a deeper understanding of themselves. When setbacks inevitably occur, they lack the tools to recover, causing the tower to collapse under pressure. Chasing moving targets. If you find yourself endlessly chasing new goals without ever feeling satisfied, it's a strong indicator that your life is built on unstable foundations. People who construct paper towers often fall into the trap of believing that the next achievement will finally bring them happiness. Whether it's earning more money, gaining more followers, or acquiring another possession, they're always reaching for the next rung on the ladder. But here's the problem. The targets keep moving. No matter how much you achieve, there's always something bigger, better, or shinier just out of reach. This endless pursuit leaves you exhausted and disillusioned, trapped in a cycle of striving without arriving. Consider someone addicted to social media metrics. They post content not because it fulfills them, but because they crave likes, comments, and shares. Each post becomes a transactional effort to gain validation, and when engagement dips, so does their self-worth. This perpetual chase reveals a fundamental misalignment between their actions and their true needs. Neglecting inner values. Perhaps the most subtle yet destructive sign of a paper tower is the neglect of inner values. When you base your life on external expectations, you lose touch with what genuinely matters to you. Your decisions become driven by what looks good on paper, rather than what aligns with your deepest beliefs and aspirations. For instance, someone might pursue a high-paying career in law or medicine not because they're passionate about it, but because it meets their parents' expectations or societal standards of success. Over time, they grow disconnected from their authentic self, feeling like an imposter in their own life. This disconnection creates a rift between who they are and who they're pretending to be, weakening the foundation of their tower even further. Recognizing these signs is the first step toward dismantling your paper tower. Only by acknowledging its fragility can you begin the process of rebuilding with real materials, values, vision, and self-awareness that will sustain you through life's inevitable storms. Building a solid foundation with real materials. Step 1. Anchor yourself in core values. The first step to replacing your paper tower with a solid structure is identifying and anchoring yourself in your core values. These are the principles and beliefs that define who you are at your deepest level, what matters most to you, regardless of external pressures or expectations. Values like integrity, creativity, compassion, growth, or freedom act as the bedrock of a resilient life. When your actions align with these foundational truths, you create a sense of purpose and stability that isn't shaken by external storms. For example, if family is one of your core values, decisions about time, energy, and priorities will naturally reflect that commitment, even if it means saying no to opportunities that don't support it. To uncover your core values, ask yourself, what activities make me feel alive and fulfilled? When I look back on my life, what do I want to be remembered for? What qualities do I admire most in others? And how can I embody them? Once you've identified your values, let them guide your daily choices. This simple shift ensures that every brick you lay in your new foundation is made of something real and enduring. Step 2. Develop a clear vision for your life. A strong foundation also requires a clear vision, a mental picture of the life you want to build, based not on what others expect, but on what resonates with your authentic self. Without a vision, it's easy to drift aimlessly, allowing external forces to dictate your path. But when you have a vivid sense of where you're headed, you gain clarity and motivation to persevere through challenges. Creating a vision starts with dreaming boldly. Imagine your ideal life 5 or 10 years from now. Where do you live? Who surrounds you? How do you spend your days? Don't limit yourself to practicality. This exercise is about tapping into your deepest desires. Once you've painted a detailed picture, break it down into actionable steps. For instance, if your vision includes financial independence, start learning about investments or creating multiple income streams. If meaningful relationships are central, prioritize spending quality time with loved ones and nurturing those connections. Your vision becomes the blueprint for your solid tower, ensuring that each decision moves you closer to the life you truly want, not the one society prescribes. Step 3. Cultivate self-awareness through reflection. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of building with real materials. It allows you to understand your strengths, weaknesses, triggers, and motivations, empowering you to make conscious choices rather than reacting impulsively to external pressures. One effective way to cultivate self-awareness is through regular reflection. Set aside time each week to journal or meditate on questions like, what emotions did I experience this week, and what triggered them? Did my actions align with my values and long-term goals? What lessons can I take away from recent successes or setbacks? Reflection helps you stay connected to your inner compass, steering you away from distractions and toward what truly matters. Over time, this practice builds emotional resilience, enabling you to navigate life's storms with greater ease. Step 4. Prioritize intrinsic over extrinsic rewards. Building a solid foundation means shifting your focus from extrinsic rewards, external validation, fame, material possessions, to intrinsic rewards, personal growth, fulfillment, contribution. Unlike fleeting accolades, intrinsic rewards provide lasting satisfaction because they stem from within. For example, instead of seeking praise for completing a project, focus on the skills you developed or the impact you created. Instead of comparing your achievements to others, celebrate the progress you've made in your own journey. By valuing effort, learning, and authenticity over outcomes, you reinforce the strength of your foundation. This shift requires rewiring deeply ingrained habits. Start small by noticing moments when you seek external approval and gently redirecting your attention inward. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? How does this align with my values and vision? Over time, Prioritizing intrinsic rewards fosters a deep sense of contentment that no storm can shake. Step 5. Build resilience through challenges. No structure is immune to storms, but a solid foundation equips you to weather them with grace and resilience. Challenges, failures, and rejections are inevitable, but they also present opportunities to strengthen your tower. The key is reframing adversity as a teacher rather than a threat. When faced with difficulties, adopt a growth mindset. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" Focus on what you can control, such as your attitude and response, rather than what you can't. Lean on your values and vision to remind yourself why the struggle is worth it. Each challenge you overcome reinforces your foundation, proving that your tower is built to last. With resilience as part of your design, you'll emerge stronger and wiser from every storm. The strength of living authentically. The power of alignment. Walking your own path. Living authentically means aligning your life with your true self, your values, passions, and purpose, rather than conforming to societal scripts or others' expectations. When you live this way, every action becomes an expression of who you are, creating a sense of coherence and strength that radiates outward. Authenticity isn't just about being honest with others. It's about being honest with yourself. Consider the difference between someone who follows a career path because it's safe or prestigious, and someone who pursues work they genuinely love. The first person may achieve external success but feel disconnected and unfulfilled, while the second person might face challenges but remains anchored in their sense of purpose. This alignment between inner truth and outer action is what makes authenticity so powerful. It transforms ordinary efforts into extraordinary achievements. Authenticity also fosters resilience. When your choices are rooted in your core values, you're less likely to be swayed by criticism or comparison. You know why you're doing what you're doing, which gives you the courage to stay the course even when times get tough. As author Brené Brown puts it, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Freedom from comparison. One of the greatest gifts of living authentically is freedom from the endless cycle of comparison. When you build your life on real materials, values, vision, and self-awareness, you stop measuring yourself against others. Instead, you focus on your unique journey, celebrating milestones that matter to you, not those dictated by society. This shift liberates you from the exhausting pressure to keep up appearances. For instance, someone who prioritizes simplicity and sustainability might choose to live modestly, investing in experiences rather than possessions. They don't care whether their neighbors drive luxury cars or take expensive vacations. They're content, knowing their lifestyle reflects their values. This clarity brings peace and confidence, allowing you to thrive without constantly seeking validation. Moreover, living authentically inspires others to do the same. When people see you embracing your true self, they're reminded of their own potential to break free from societal molds. Your authenticity becomes a beacon of hope, encouraging collective growth and mutual support. Building relationships based on trust. Authenticity deepens relationships by fostering trust and connection. When you show up as your genuine self, you invite others to do the same, creating spaces where vulnerability and honesty can flourish. These kinds of relationships are rare but invaluable. They provide a strong network of support during life's storms. For example, imagine sharing a personal struggle with a friend. If you've been authentic in your interactions, they're more likely to respond with empathy and understanding, rather than judgment. On the flip side, pretending to have everything together creates distance, leaving you isolated when you need help most. Authenticity bridges gaps, turning acquaintances into allies and surface-level connections into lifelong bonds. In professional settings, authenticity builds credibility. Leaders who admit mistakes, share their struggles, and remain transparent earn respect and loyalty from their teams. Employees who bring their whole selves to work contribute more meaningfully and feel greater job satisfaction. By prioritizing authenticity, you create environments where everyone thrives. Finding joy in the present moment. Another profound benefit of living authentically is the ability to find joy in the present moment. When your life is aligned with your values and vision, you no longer postpone happiness until the next achievement or milestone. You recognize that fulfillment isn't something to chase, it's something to cultivate here and now. For instance, someone who values creativity might derive immense joy from painting, writing, or playing music, regardless of whether anyone else sees or appreciates their work. Similarly, someone who treasures family might savor simple moments like cooking dinner together or taking a walk. These small, everyday joys become the building blocks of a rich and meaningful life. Living authentically teaches you to embrace imperfection and appreciate the beauty of the journey. It reminds you that life isn't a race to some distant finish line. It's a series of moments waiting to be lived fully. And when you approach each day with gratitude and presence, your tower becomes not just strong, but beautiful. The ripple effect of authentic living. When you commit to living authentically, your impact extends far beyond yourself. Your courage to be real inspires others to shed their masks and embrace their truths. Your consistency in staying true to your values challenges societal norms, encouraging broader cultural shifts toward acceptance and individuality. Think about historical figures who changed the world by living authentically. People like Martin Luther King Jr., Frida Kahlo, or Malala Yousafzai. Their legacies weren't built on pleasing others or following trends. They were forged through unwavering commitment to their beliefs and visions. While most of us won't achieve global recognition, our authentic lives still leave lasting impressions on those around us, our families, friends, colleagues, and communities. By choosing authenticity, you contribute to a world where people are celebrated for who they truly are, not for who they pretend to be. This ripple effect strengthens not only your own foundation, but also the collective fabric of humanity, building your solid tower, brick by brick. Now that we've explored the importance of replacing fragile foundations with solid ones, let's break down the process into actionable steps you can implement today. These takeaways will guide you in dismantling your paper tower and constructing a life rooted in authenticity, resilience, and purpose. Step 1. Identify what truly matters to you. Start by clarifying what truly matters to you, your core values, passions, and long-term vision. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive and fulfilled? What do I want my life to stand for? If no one else were watching, how would I choose to live? Write down your answers and use them as a compass for decision-making. When faced with choices, evaluate whether they align with these priorities. This simple practice ensures every brick you lay is grounded in something real and enduring. Step 2. Let go of external validation. Break free from the need for approval by shifting your focus inward. Practice recognizing moments when you seek validation from others and gently redirect your attention to your own standards. Remind yourself, my worth isn't determined by likes, comments, or praise. I am enough exactly as I am. To reinforce this mindset, limit activities that fuel comparison, such as excessive social media use. Replace them with practices that nurture self-awareness, like journaling, meditation, or spending time in nature. Step 3. Embrace challenges as opportunities. Instead of fearing failure or rejection, reframe challenges as opportunities for growth. When faced with setbacks, ask, what lesson can I learn from this experience? How does this challenge help me grow stronger? Celebrate small wins along the way, acknowledging your progress rather than fixating on perfection. Over time, this resilience will fortify your foundation, making it capable of withstanding any storm. Step 4. Surround yourself with supportive people. Build a network of individuals who encourage and celebrate your authentic self. Seek out mentors, friends, or communities that share your values and aspirations. At the same time, set boundaries with people who drain your energy or reinforce societal pressures. Protect your foundation by surrounding yourself with positivity and encouragement. Step 5. Take one authentic action today. Authentic living begins with small, intentional actions. Choose one thing you can do today that reflects your true self. Whether it's speaking your truth, pursuing a passion project, or setting a boundary that honors your need, each authentic action reinforces your commitment to building a solid tower. Step. Reflect and refine. Finally, make reflection a regular habit. Set aside time weekly or monthly to assess your progress. Am I staying true to my values and vision? What adjustments can I make to strengthen my foundation? Reflection allows you to stay connected to your inner compass, ensuring your tower remains aligned with who you are and who you want to become. Building a life that stands strong. Life is unpredictable, and storms are inevitable. But the strength of your tower, the foundation you build your life upon, determines whether you'll crumble under pressure or rise with resilience. If your life is constructed from paper, external validation, comparisons, and societal expectations, you leave yourself vulnerable to collapse when challenges arise. However, when you rebuild with real materials, values, vision, and self-awareness. You create a structure capable of enduring anything. The journey to dismantling your paper tower isn't easy. It requires courage to confront the fragile foundations you've built, honesty to identify what truly matters to you, and persistence to reconstruct your life, brick by brick. Yet, every step you take toward authenticity brings you closer to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and resilience. The storms may still come, but they won't destroy you, because this time, you've built something solid. Now I'd love to hear from you. What made you realize your life might be built on shaky ground? Or what steps have you started taking to rebuild a stronger, more authentic foundation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're all here to learn and grow together. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button if this video resonated with you. Your support helps us reach more people who are ready to embrace authenticity and build meaningful lives. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more insights on personal growth, living authentically, and creating a life aligned with your values. And if you found this content valuable, check out our playlist on breaking free from societal expectations for tools to help you forge your own path. Thank you for watching, and remember, life isn't about meeting others' expectations. It's about staying true to yourself. Start building your solid tower today. With real materials, create a life that stands strong no matter how hard the winds blow.